Young King, move that hoe, babe, move that hoe, babe, move that hoe. Young King, move that hoe. Young King, move that hoe. Young King, move that hoe, babe, move that hoe, babe, move that hoe. Young King, move that hoe. Young King, move that hoe. Young King, move that hoe, babe, move that hoe, babe, move that hoe.
Some say the blacker the better, the sweeter the juice. I say the darker the flesh, then the sweeter the
Thank you all for having me this afternoon. I know, again, this is a job readiness seminar summit that we're going to be in all day today, but without the proper etiquette, you are not going to be able to get the job of your dreams. You can have all the skills, you can have all the education, all the head or book knowledge, as we like to call it, but without the proper etiquette, you're not going to get the job that you desire. It's a golden ticket, not silver, not bronze, but it's gold. If you know the rules to the game, any game that you're playing, which life, again, we have to learn the rules if we want to get to certain places. We can't just think that we know it all or that we can Google it. You got to get out there and interact and get out there and fail. You have to get out there and actually get advice from others who may have more wisdom than you, such as the adults, the teachers in the room. Ask questions. We all have a story, but it is likely, again, that the door to many of these rooms will be closed for those who lack the skills. In order to harness a skill, just like in any sport or in any craft, you have to put in the work, the effort. You have to get out there and not be afraid to meet people. These are skills that you have to sharpen. Etiquette makes school and the workplace more enjoyable because you may have a lot of friends here in this school, but again, when you go to college, you're meeting people from all different walks of life, all different places. I have friends from college that I went to school with. They're from international countries. I still talk to them today. I still talk to people who live on the opposite side of the US. Cherish those moments through the skills of etiquette that you learn.
So will the real men get up? I know you're fed up, ladies, but keep your head up. Things are gonna get easy. I know they see you and they want you.
He touches on what, again, this summit is all about. As we did with the puzzle activity, all of us, even myself included, must absorb what is useful. But you must also discard what is not and add to each and every one of you in this room what is uniquely your own. Because it's all about you. It's all about what you take from this. As the speaker said earlier this morning, we have to lean in. Again, we don't need another counterfeit right now. We don't need another such and such that's the same as you, right? We didn't need somebody that's, again, a fabrication of what you like or what you want. We need you. We need you. We need you. Somebody else needs you. Some other person that's coming up behind you, they need you. They don't need another fabrication or another person that, again, is not you. Value who you are.
I won't let them take you. I'll be your protection. I'll be your direction. Yeah, I'll be your protector. You know I ride, I fight for you.
Got a coat of many colors. Betrayed by 10 brothers. Sold into slavery, Lord, you're so amazing.
So let's see for number 2. For easy reading, if you have on a name badge, which many of y'all have put on when you come to a different event, whether it's personal, professional, or social, should you have your name badge on the left shoulder, the right shoulder, on the left hip, or around one's neck? If you have a lanyard, sometimes people have lanyards. In the middle doesn't count. All right, let's see for Team A and Team B. Again, we working together with this quiz. Anybody for A on the left shoulder? Okay, we have quite a few. Anybody for B on the right shoulder? 1, 2, 3. You can only vote once now. I'm paying attention. We have B. Anybody for C on the left hip? Anybody want a hip badge? Nobody? Okay. What about around one's neck? Okay, we got 2. They brave in the back. They raising them up too. Around one's neck? The answer is on the right shoulder, facing you. So if I'm looking at you, it would be the right. If I'm looking at you, it would be the left. The reason why, go ahead, we have a question? Oh, perspective. That's a great question that he asked. Perspective is everything. When you're in, again, a social setting or even an educational setting, it may be different from if you're in a professional networking session, if you're going to a college career fair, if you're going to, again, a business dinner, a private prom event. You may have people that will wear it on their left, but majority of the people say, from the facts that you can research, you always put it on the right shoulder. And that's mainly because the way people read, you read usually from left to right, but it's faster if you see somebody with it on the right side of their jacket or their shirt, because you're going to scan left to right. So again, that's a good question though, but it's all about perspective too.
I got a coat of many colors. I endure the pain and I'm a warrior. Yeah. Conversation with the devil that I would turn my back on.
Black kid in the burbs, friends are in the city. Remember asking Ma if I could stay at table.
Positional power,
Mama's making 20.
which again, this is used with CEOs. If you are the master of your destination, if you are the head man or head woman, you're going to have to use that positional power. In your workplaces, has anybody seen, again, when you're working for either a company or you're working for someone and they're not using that position as the president or the owner successfully? If you're working in especially a work environment like a restaurant, or even if you're working in a small business that's not a large corporation, have you seen the positional power not used correctly? I know you had your hand up.
Well, I worked at a daycare, and so we had directors coming in and out, and so it's weird because they would just implement like certain policies that they wanted to implement, like just because they felt like they could.
Yes.
And it's not necessarily what's right for the company, and it's like, especially if you're doing something this way for so long and you just make a switch like this and expect everybody to follow it. So it was just things like that.
That's a great example. And then how many of y'all have seen like a coach, especially in sports, they do this all the time. The coach is telling you you need to be on time for practice. The coach may be telling you you need to be eating this certain diet or regimen. But again, they're not following their own rules. So again, that's a violation of positional power. If you're a leader, you have to be able to exhibit exactly what you want your team or your employees to actually follow. Again, anybody else?
I do better when they want me to fall. No tears for the pain, I'm too numb to feel it anymore. My soul cries, can I open up and let it pour? I found love, that was hard for me to let it go. This isn't what I know.
All I ever wanted was the baby. All I ever wanted was the baby. All I ever wanted was the baby.
Does anybody remember when they first were able to be on it? Does anybody remember when they first actually touched a computer or laptop that was able to go on the internet? What was your experience?
Like when I got on like social media, is that what you're saying?
Or just that, yes, it's mostly social media or even the internet period. Because again, it only happened right in the early 90s when we had access to that.
So, well, second grade, I don't want to deny. Yeah, second grade.
Did you have to do any research or were you just going on for socially just to check it out, your mom or dad?
Yeah, basically just like seeing what's on there, basically.
Okay. Because I mean, I know a lot of people in elementary school that scratch the surface and go on the internet still. What about you, sir?
I remember when we first got the big computer with the screen.
The big IBM computer?
Yeah.
Well, they had multiple companies, but IBM was the major one. You remember the big desktop?
Yeah, big desktop. Bright screen or anything.
No flat screens, widescreens,
Yeah, and then
anything like that.
they go on CartoonNetwork.com.
Network, I like that. I like that. That thing was heavy though. Does anybody remember having to carry that when you were in middle and high school? Mom or dad were like, we're getting rid of this. We need to get a flat screen monitor. How many of y'all have been in this situation before? Don't raise your hand how that was. You gotta lie. Your parents are here right now. How many of y'all have been in the shower? Taking a deuce, texting, emailing. Hopefully you're not FaceTiming. None of that. We're not gonna tell on anybody in the room, but again, we didn't have access to be on the tablets when I was growing up. We didn't have access to be really on smartphones when I was growing up. But again, the tech that gives you the up to be able to always respond all times of day. You don't just have to be in school or at your home. You can be anywhere in the world and still communicate. That's something that's a novelty for your generation. Do not take that for granted.
100 every time I'm on it. People been saying the way that you do it just ain't the same. Different than all of the rest, man. I took a new path like I'm switching lanes. My people right here been looking for a change, oh Lord. We losing our lives and these brothers doing time, oh Lord.
Flow, man. Straight like that. It's the king.
You lay it down, you lay it down.
Tell him why.
All the king.
Yeah. Make no mistake.
He's always somebody that's very respectful in class. He stands, he greets me when he walks in the room. He sets himself apart from the others in the room. That can literally be your ticket from a certain grade to what you want versus a certain grade that you may deserve. Always stand up to greet the teacher. As I said before when we were talking, always stand up. It will set you apart from other students in the room that you don't even realize right now in middle and high school. You're in middle or elementary? You're in middle too? 6th grade? Okay, so everybody's middle and high school here. It will set you apart so much in that class that if it comes down to you making that B versus that making that B versus that C, or that C versus that B, or even that A versus that B, they'll think back to that situation.
Coming, everything gonna be turning over. Everything gonna be turning over. Where you gonna be standing when it comes? There's a
big engagement, Thanksgiving. You know the eldest person in the room usually is supposed to cut the turkey, right? Usually. Sometimes in some families they may have the younger member that is trying to, again, be groomed to be that. But sometimes in most families the eldest person will cut the turkey. In my family, that's how we do it. So these are things, again, going back to what you know and what you don't know is going to be a reflection of your personal brand. Always show respect and always know the customs. If you don't know, what should you do? Ask. It's $1 million question that many people can't answer. We all want to know the answers, but we refuse to ask. Your house is different than mine, right? But if, again, I want to know the customs, I want to know the traditions, I have to ask first, right? Okay. When you are at your family dinner, who is the person that usually eats first? With y'all families, who eats at the table first? The older ones? So they get served first? Okay. What about your families? Every family could be different.
Who gets served first?
Served first. The children get served first? Okay. What about y'all? It's different with a lot of families. The children, y'all, whoever sits down first, whoever's the most hungry. Okay. Well, sometimes, I've been taught that, as you were saying, the elders, they're to eat first. That's just based off of they brought the food to the table. Usually us as children, I know it may be different, but it may again be looked upon as disrespect if you go to certain places, especially certain family gatherings. And again, we're so hungry because we're young. We want to make our move to get that sweet potato pie or even that peach cobbler at Thanksgiving or Christmas meals, and then you want to make sure that you get yours before everybody else takes your favorite dessert. That sometimes can be looked upon as disrespect. Certain folks, when y'all go into different people's houses, they may think differently. It may be the younger ones that may be getting their food first. But a lot of times it's usually, as from what you said, it's the elders.
Read it and you see it will surely come to pass. This is how it's gonna be. Those that were weak and humble would come and gain the earth.
Again, how you treat people, this all deals with if you have manners or not, if you're trained or not, if you're knowing, again, the right way to treat a lady, a coworker, a friend, a teammate, a teacher, even an adult, an employer that hired you. This deals with manners. Lawrence Stern said this, and again, we have to respect ourselves first before we can give respect to others. Last but not least, which is one of the greatest people I feel of, again, my generation and many of the others in the room, Maya Angelou, rest her soul. She said that I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. First impression is everything. Do not forget that. First impression is everything. From the time you walk into a classroom like you are here in school, if a teacher is looking at you, they're sizing you up for that first impression. If you're walking onto a team, any type of athletic facility that you're trying out for to get on that team, the coach is sizing you up. First impression, if you don't have the proper etiquette, you don't have the proper introduction as we talked about, that's going to make them feel a certain way. Nobody in this room likes to feel bad when somebody's meeting them for the first time, but you have to know the rules of the game. Etiquette is what is going to, again, have people want to be around you. Has anybody ever met that person that, again, they come into the room and they suck all of the positive energy out of the room? Anyone? I see one, I see two, I see three. I think majority of everyone in this room may have met that person. Don't raise your hand if it's a family member, though. It could be a family member. It could be a friend. That person will suck the life out of everything that you, again, are enjoying for that particular day, just by that one bit of energy that walked into the room. Don't be that person, ladies and gentlemen. Also, when you think of etiquette, you always are wanting to introduce yourself to people. Hello, my name is Julian Smartrimple. What's your name?
Rachel.
Rachel? How are you, Rachel?
Good.
What grade are you in, Rachel?
I'm in 10th grade.
10th grade? Okay, nice to meet you. A handshake speaks volumes when you think about etiquette, also in introducing yourself. You're going to be in many internships and many jobs in the near future. Even some of you may own your own company soon. A handshake will determine how that person that you're wanting to deal with in the business setting, in the social setting, that will determine how they view you. When you think of etiquette, you may think of chivalry. Again, as a male is supposed to treat a young lady, as he's supposed to tip his hat, as he's supposed to open doors for a lady when she gets into his vehicle. How many of y'all are driving in this room? Raise your hand. How many of the guys in the room open the door for either a young lady that they are trying to pursue in this room? That's something that, again, if you're not taught that from, again, a parent, a loved one, a relative, you might not know that that's the proper thing to do. Not to get in the car open the door from the inside and hope that she makes it in safely. You go around the car, open the door for her, and make sure that she makes it in your vehicle safely. At college, my first year was at Hampton University, where I went for my first 3 years of college. You have to have it mandatory for a Hampton man, it's like a Morehouse man, to tie a tie. So definitely continue to practice that. As you've heard, YouTube is basically where you can find anything possible for business or professional attire. Definitely look that up on YouTube. My name is Juliet again. I'm just here to show you guys, again, all about legacy. We're talking about goals at the beginning of the session today. We're going to talk a little bit about in my presentation your lifestyle that you're going to choose to live when you guys get out of your parents' house and become grown adults and kings walking on your own 2 feet. And then we're going to be talking about the legacy that you guys will leave. The legacy is really only the words or the way that people know you from the time that you pass on to the next life. So that one thing that you're going to be known for when you guys pass on. When you guys, again, get to have children, when you guys have your own family, what is that one word that your sons or your daughters, your wife, your family is going to know you as? Just remember this, if I'm introducing myself to you, what's your name again? Sedarius. Sedarius, what school do you go to?
Reagon High School.
Reagon High School? Okay. What do you like to do, Sedarius?
Have a good time.
Okay. Okay. What do you like to do, though, in having a good time?
Just going out, talking.
You like to go out and talk? So you're a socialite. You like to party?
Yes.
See, these are things, though, that people are going to be asking you, right? Because they want to get to know more behind the handshake and more behind the face. They want to know exactly something cool about you. I like that shirt. Where's that shirt from? Where did you get that shirt? Somebody gave it to you? A parent? A friend?
A friend.
Okay. So again, they want to know about your clothing. A lot of times people will comment, especially ladies, on your clothing. I'm sure you get commented a lot in school with your earrings, your jewelry that you may wear, or even your clothes, right? Okay, so you like how that feels, right? You remember those type of people that comment you? Okay, so the same way we remember that, we have to know as a lady too, you have to be able to give compliments too, right? So as males, we may not do it as much as the ladies, right? We may not say, oh, I like those shoes, or I like that tie that you have on, but there's still certain things that we can find. Like I said, I do really like that shirt. It's a nice shirt. I would wear that myself. If somebody in school has their zipper down, are you going to be that brother that tells them his zipper's down? Or are you going to let him walk around with his zipper? You would tell him? You wouldn't? You would let him walk around with that zipper hanging, XYZ? You would let somebody else tell? Would you want somebody to tell you? It happens to the best of us, as males especially. You could be rushing that morning. You could be getting up super early. You're not even worrying about your belt all the way. You're trying to keep your pants up. If the zipper's down, you wouldn't tell them? See, we all have one of those type of friends in our circles. As brothers, we gotta tell each other when our zipper's down. That's proper etiquette. You don't want somebody to go around like that with his zipper hanging out. These are things for males, and even for some ladies, we gotta make sure that we let them know. Mom, I'm gonna make my bed. Mom, I'm gonna take care of this after I get home from school. I'm gonna wash the dishes. I'm gonna take the trash out. We say yes when we really mean no. We forget. Us as men, sometimes we have to be called out with that type of stuff. If you know you're not going to do it, your word is born, as a lot of my New York family say. If you say yes, you need to be held accountable for that yes. If you say no, you also need to be held accountable for that. How many times this week have you told your parents, friends, or loved ones yes when you really meant no?
These are the days. I said, these are the days. I said, these are the days of an emergency, of an emergency. These are the days. I said, these are the days. I said, these are the days of an emergency, of an emergency.
Bless the ones who were born with less than none. Lesson one was humility. Best is yet to come, yet the sun would disagree. Saying heaven's here and now. Indeed, I tell them look around. Heaven, where and how?
It's time for everybody unified. One kingdom under the Most High. I don't even know why. The truth the people will deny. It's time for everybody unified. One kingdom under the Most High. Your creator made you so fearfully and wonderfully in his likeness. But this world is deceiving, we gotta fight just to reclaim our identity from the thievery, optical illusions of circumstances and scenery, and the puppet master orchestrating techniques of our discord. Please